Good evening and welcome to Coucou's Swiss dinner and wine tasting. My name is Andreas Balemi and I'm the owner of Wine and Philosophy, a small wine distributor here in Singapore specialized in boutique wineries from Europe, among them also from Switzerland. So we have decided to pair tonight's Swiss delicacies with some wines from Switzerland. How about Swiss wine? The country is quite small, as you know. Most of it is covered by mountains, so there's not much space left for vineyards. Moreover, most of the Swiss wine production is actually consumed in country, so not much of it is known in overseas markets. However, Swiss wine is actually quite interesting, has a long history, and because of the features of the country, the geography with many valleys, mountains, lakes and different microclimates, allows for quite a big diversity and very sort of specific terroirs and specific wines in the different regions. It is therefore quite interesting in that sense. Additionally, also, this is part of the history of Swiss wine, we also have quite a few indigenous grape varieties that are known only in Switzerland, and actually very often even within Switzerland only in certain specific parts of the countries, and these make quite interesting wines, and we'll try a couple of them tonight. The first wine of the evening is a white wine from the Valais. The Valais is the largest wine producing region in Switzerland, and it's known especially for its white wines. The producer of this wine, André Roduit, is based in Feuilly. Feuilly is a village in Valais, and it's known especially for some very good terroirs for Fendant and other whites. Fendant is based on the Chasselas grape, which is a quite neutral grape in itself, a bit like Chardonnay. But like Chardonnay, it's also very expressive of its terroir, and we have a good example of that in this wine from Feuilly. On the nose, we have also very characteristic white flowers with citrusy component, lime, some tangerine, and a bit of honey. On the palate, we find again the white flowers, the citrusy component, a note of almost exotic, very sort of sweet tangerine in the background, and then beeswax and honey again. In this case, I think the wine goes very well with the perch. It does not overpower the delicate the flavors of the fish. On the contrary, it helps to support it. On the other hand, we have also a flavoring of lime, chili, and coriander. The citrusy note in the wine matches well that lime and also the coriander, while its freshness is a good balance also for the chili. The second wine of the evening is also white from the Valais, actually also from Feuilly village. This one is a Petit Vin made by La Rodeline. La Rodeline is a family-owned winery in Feuilly, and it's one of the rising stars of the region. Petit Vin is an indigenous grape of the Valais. It's found almost only there, and it makes characterful, rather full-bodied and very aromatic wines. And we have an excellent example in this Perron Petit Vin from La Rodeline. Before we move on with a short tasting note, Yvon Roduit, the owner and winemaker of La Rodeline, wanted to send his greetings directly from the Swiss Alps.
Hello, I am Yvon Roduit. I am the owner of Domaine La Rodeline, situated in the state of Valais or Valais in Switzerland. We have 6 hectares of different grapes, 10 wines from the white wines and 10 from the red wines. And we are probably one of the typical wine producer of autochtone or indigenous grapes in the area Valais. This time you discover a Petit Vin. It's a very nice white wine, dry, like a very good Sauvignon Blanc of Loire. Enjoy the wine and enjoy this wonderful country of the Rhone Valley, and I show you the Alps just over the vineyard. Voilà. And is my wife Claudine is the co-owner of the winery. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.
Back to Singapore, let's taste the wine. Very good, quite full-bodied, excellent aromas of grapefruit, tangerine, certain exotic components and exotic fruits too. Creamy, quite round, certainly very eminently characterful wine. We have paired this one with the second course in your dinner, the white asparagus. But asparagus has a certain bitterness and requires a wine that has both character, aromatic complexity, but also sufficient freshness, acidity to counter that bitterness. And the Petit Terroir has plenty of that. In addition to that, the salty note you find in the background, which is quite characteristic of this variety, goes also very well with the eggs, mimosa and mousseline that are part of this course. Moving on to red wines, we start with a Gamay from Geneva. Gamay is also a indigenous variety of Switzerland. I will tell you a bit more about this grape in a moment, but first let's have a short introduction video by La Cave de Genève, the producer of this wine.
Cave de Genève, du vigneron au verre.
Gamay is, as mentioned, a Swiss variety, very unique to Switzerland. In fact, it is a crossing between Gamay and Reichenstein, two pre-existing grape varieties. It is rather dark in color and also quite intense and spicy in flavor. Yeah, beautiful black berry fruit with some sweet spices, some notes of smoke. It's quite structured, but very silky fine tannins. This goes very well with the main course of your dinner, the pork tenderloin with the morel mushroom, especially with the morels with their slightly earthy, nutty flavors. The spiciness of the Gamay is a very well match. For the final wine of the Coucou Swiss dinner, we have a Merlot from Ticino. So far we have been looking mostly at typical indigenous Swiss grape. Now we have a very famous international grape, and Ticino is the part of Switzerland where Merlot has yielded the best results, making this one of the most preeminent wine regions in the country. Tamburini, the producer of this wine, is one of the pioneers of Merlot in Ticino, and we have a nice video by Valentina Tamburini, the owner and winemaker.
Hi, I'm Valentina Tamburini from the Tamburini Vini winery, and I'm here in this stunning vineyard called San Zeno. Actually, we are in Switzerland, in Ticino, and Ticino is the Swiss-Italian side of Switzerland. And we are producing in our Ticino, our region, especially Merlot, that was planted in 1908 from Giovanni Rossi, a visionary man. And still now, in this year, 2020, we are vinifying Merlot grapes in red, in white and in rosé too. And today I will present you San Zeno Classico, that is our red wine with actually 100% is a pure Merlot grape. We are vinifying it in an important way, so we are maturing this wine in barrel, in oak barrel, for 1 year, and is rich, full-bodied, with some black currant notes, like also blueberries, berries of the bushes, and the dark chocolate too, and we will taste it afterwards. But I will do a little step in our history, because our is a familiar business, and our winery was founded from my grandfather Carlo Tamborini in 1944. Then my father Claudio went on, and I'm the third generation with my cousin Mattia, that we are taking care about our winery nowadays.
We have selected this Merlot for the final course of your dinner, the assorted Swiss cheese, because we thought with the salty and creamy cheeses we need a wine with the appropriate structure and flavor complexity, which you find in this Merlot. On the other hand, you can of course also try to pair this Merlot with the main meat course, because Merlot is certainly also a very good match with most meat and mushroom dishes. This is all for tonight. Thank you very much for your attention. We hope you have enjoyed the food and the wines, and we hope also that this gave you an opportunity to discover some of the very unique foods and wines of Switzerland. Thank you again. Have a nice evening and cheers.